Hey there. How you doing today? Hopefully all is well. It's a beautiful, crisp morning in New Jersey. And I'm out on a run, and I got just past a mile, and I decided to just stop. And I'm reading a book on eliminating hurry in your life, and oddly enough, this devotion is being released on the Saturday of our retreat. So it's being released at 9 a.m. on Saturday. In about an hour, I'll be speaking on the ruthless elimination of hurry. And it's been an interesting couple of weeks diving into this topic and getting ready for this, because we're all too busy. We're all too hurried. We're all running around like crazy. I mean, I was just running this morning. That's for a different reason. But when you get right down to it, you look at it all and you're like, wait, I'm running and running and running and running, and the pace that I'm keeping is way too fast. And can I exist as a Christian? Can my soul exist as a follower of Jesus running that pace? And I know that the answer is no, but I think we fight that all the time because our culture says that we need to run, and keep going. We're going to talk about this, but the up and to the right mentality of everything in our lives. And for the past couple of weeks, as I've been studying this, I've been trying to just slow down a little bit and just stop and just let God speak in the moment and not be so hurried that I can't hear his voice. And let me tell you, this has been a hard exercise. I, for years, have been running, not physically running, but just running so fast and running beyond, sometimes beyond the limits that I have to try and get stuff done and to get life done. And it's only in these last few, I would say the last 2 years, even though they've been busy, once I took this ministry full time and really started diving into the ways of Jesus and how we're supposed to exist with him kind of hand in hand in our lives and in our walk, have I started really thinking about the pace that I've been going and trying to find a way to slow that pace down so I could hear Jesus more. Because as you know, maybe, if you're an avid hurrier, as you know, like when we're hurried, when we can't slow down to stop and think, that's when hearing the voice of God becomes the hardest. And on my run this morning, I was listening to a chapter from a book, and he was chatting about maybe the poster verse for hurry. And it was from Matthew 11. And it says, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, for it's easy and light." And I was thinking about that and thinking about my own walk and thinking about these last few weeks of actually studying hurry and trying to slow down. And just realizing how hard it is and how much this life and this world doesn't want us to slow down. Because if we do, that's when we come into a place of realization of like, oh wait, there's more to this. There's more to the life that I'm living. There's more to the life that I'm leading, wait, I actually should have time to hang with my family, to hang with my friends. I should have time to slow down to the pace of God and let me hear what he has to say to me. So I know, and a lot of what we're going to be chatting about this week is understanding that, yeah, we have to work. Yes, there has to be stuff in our lives that make us busy. It's just kind of the way it is, right? We all have rent and mortgages and bills and all this stuff. Yes, I get that. But one of the thoughts that I keep coming back to is to be a follower. And another word that I've stumbled across over the last couple of weeks is to be an apprentice of Jesus, right? Because if you look at Jesus, he was the rabbi, right? The teacher. And those who followed him, yeah, they called themselves followers, but they also called themselves apprentices. And when you're an apprentice, that means you are literally studying the ways of your teacher and living your life the way that your teacher lives their life. It's like a mentorship, I guess. And thinking about that, thinking about what that looks like in my life, am I following Jesus and being an apprentice of Jesus in the best way possible? And look, the flat answer, the hurried answer, it's funny to use that word here, but the hurried answer is no, I'm not. I'm running at this pace that is crazy, and I think it's unsustainable. And maybe you're running at the same pace as well. So this morning, as I was running, I thought about this, and I thought about where we'll be next week and how we're just going to be sitting and retreating and letting God speak to us. And there will be moments and times where we can just stop for a minute and just let God speak and take these awkward silences, because there's not enough silence in our lives. There's not enough silence in our lives so we can hear God speak to us. And I know that's a scary thought, right? One of the things that I've been looking into is, where can I go to experience more silence and more solitude? And I'm actively seeking retreats that give you a way to experience this and give you a way to step back from the world and step back from the craziness of the world and let God speak. And let me put this down again. And it's been interesting to think about this, because I don't know what your life is like, but mine involves a lot of moving around and a lot of hurriedness. And yet over the last 2 weeks, even though I've had to be in places, like last weekend I drove 18 hours over the course of the weekend to get to a couple of different shows, and they were amazing. We saw lives changed, we saw kids get sponsored. I mean, it's incredible to be able to do what I do, and I really considered it an honor. I consider it an honor and a privilege. But then there are these moments where I just have to be like, can I keep sustaining this pace? And the answer is no. So how do I recharge? I have to rest in Jesus. I have to take his yoke, put it around me, and just rest. So I'm not sure where you're at today with this, with the thought of this, but maybe over the next couple of weeks, we'll get into some more practical ways of doing this. And maybe I'll do this. I've never done a series in these devotions here, but maybe, let me think about it this week, but maybe next week we'll chat about one way that we can find to just slow down, or 2 ways, whatever it is. I'll look into it, but it's important. And just rest today. If you're feeling hurried, if you're feeling like life is just running too fast, the one thing that I always come back to, and I loved, I found in these books, was Jesus only walked 3 miles an hour. And I've said that a couple of times in the last couple of weeks because it's been so impactful for me. I'm like, that's right. This dude, he really only walked 3 miles an hour. Like, we all walk 3 miles an hour. That's just the typical average pace that somebody walks, 2 to 3 miles an hour. And the reason he walked that way was so that he could be in the moment, that he could experience things in the moment and experience everything that the moment had to offer and be available and around to people as they needed him. Can you say that in your life? Can you say, I'm available and I'm around as people need me? That's a hard question to answer sometimes. So this week, maybe just rest in this verse. Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. For my burden is light, and my way is simple. And we'll get into simple as well. But today, rest. Slow life down. Even if it's just for 20 minutes or half an hour. Just slow things down and let God speak to your soul, to your heart. Don't let the influences of the world come in. Just let God speak today. Man, it's so important. It's so important. And I've just been finding that it's been so healing to just exhale a little more and say no a little more. So that's what today is. It's a day to rest. It's a day to relax. It's a day to take on the yoke of Jesus. Take on the burden of Jesus, which is no burden at all. It's this beautifully light, freeing, healing, forgiving yoke. Our Father loves us, cares for us, and wants us to slow down so that he can speak to us, so that he can reveal himself to us. So let that be your day today. Slow down. Let God speak. Okay? It's hard. I know it's hard. I get it. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to spend a little bit of time here and being involved in what we're up to and what we're doing. And if you want to join us, join us. We've got an incredible community of people that are praying for each other and taking trips together and being friends together, both online and off, getting coffee together, just talking about Jesus together and learning about Jesus together. We call it Join Dave's Band, and you can just get access to it over at joindavesband.com. All right, today, exhale, rest. Let God speak to you today. Go check out Matthew 11. I'll put the verses in the comments of this video. All right, enjoy your day. We'll see you on the next one.